Why do countries share intel with each other? The primary goal of it is to save lives. Russian lives, civilian lives at that, were at stake, and the US had sufficient intel, but it chose not to share it with Russia, and now over 140 people are dead. We will tell you all about it, but before that, if you're a fan of non-corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. The recent attack outside Moscow, killing at least 140 people at a concert, marks one of Russia's deadliest in years. Although not directly linked to the Ukraine conflict, it impacts the informational battle among Russia, Ukraine, and its Western allies. The Islamic State's Afghan affiliate ISIS-K claimed responsibility, making it a significant event with potential implications for regional security and international relations. The New York Times disclosed that the United States refrained from sharing comprehensive intelligence on a terrorist scheme in Russia, preceding an attack at a concert hall near Moscow, resulting in over 140 fatalities. This restraint was attributed to the tense relationship between Washington and Moscow, prompting US officials to limit the information shared to prevent the disclosure of intelligence sources or methods. In reaction, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov expressed unawareness of the US's intelligence withholding and advised skepticism towards the report, highlighting the reliance on unnamed sources for such claims. The situation underscores the complexities and trust issues that can arise in international intelligence sharing, especially between nations with strained relations. While blaming the strained relationship between the US and Russia on the US's alleged reluctance to share complete intelligence about the terror attack is oversimplified, it's important to note that the US did have relevant information. Victoria Nuland had previously hinted at potential future consequences in her communications with Russia. Whether this was a direct reference to the attacks remains unclear, especially now that she has either retired or has been fired. Moreover, there are reports suggesting President Biden attempted to dissuade Zelensky from targeting Moscow, but Zelensky decided to proceed. Consequently, the US did share intelligence with Russia, albeit limited and ultimately not very helpful. On March 7, the US Embassy in Moscow went to the extent of issuing a public alert, cautioning Americans in Russia of potential extremist attacks targeting large gatherings, specifically mentioning concerts. Alongside the public announcement, a private warning was conveyed to Russia, which the Russian FSB head Alexander Botnikov described as vague. Following this warning, Russia heightened its security measures, though it is speculated that the security alertness might have diminished after 48 hours without any incidents, possibly affecting the timing of the actual attack. The assault was later claimed by ISIS-K, a claim supported by the US. Russia attributed the attack to the extremists but suggested a connection to Ukraine, thereby implicating indirectly the US and the UK. Both the US and Ukraine have denied any involvement. However, the Russian investigative committee has indicated that the assailants had ties to Ukrainian nationalists, with 4 Tajiks being charged for the shooting. This complex scenario highlights the intricate dynamics of international relations and the challenges of attributing responsibility in the wake of such tragedies. Currently, Russia is discreetly discussing the involvement of the US, the UK, and Ukraine while simultaneously investigating the origins and motives behind the attack. Notably, the attackers' behavior did not align with typical patterns seen in such incidents. According to Russian media reports, the detained suspects are reportedly providing significant information. As the investigation progresses, the emerging facts could challenge President Biden to justify the tragic loss of over 140 civilians unconnected to the Ukraine conflict or the Russian government. The situation could also impact the US's reputation as a nation committed to combating terrorism. Alexander Botnikov, the head of Russia's FSB, known for his typically reserved demeanor, showed visible agitation recently. His comments have sparked significant attention, suggesting they could cause concern for international leaders. Botnikov's statements, deviating from his usual cautious stance, hint at revelations that might lead to uneasy reactions among global powers. For a detailed account of what the Russian FSB leader said, click the video thumbnail that is appearing on your screen right now.